Are you looking to downsize in Barrie? Whether you just need a little bit less space, something more manageable, or just wondering if it's right for you. Dad'll let you know in the video.
The one thing that people think about downsizing is that they're giving something up. Well, don't think of it that way. Think of it as upgrading your lifestyle for the next stage of your life, right? Things are changing, right? We're getting older. So it's not a bad thing to go to something smaller if it suits your lifestyle better. But the first thing you might want to do is look at decluttering where you're at. Let's get rid of some of the stuff that you've got. So the garage, how many boxes do you have in the garage that say storage on them? Goodness knows what's in them. You haven't looked in them for 15 years. They're going to put in 3 different categories: keep, donate, and why did we buy this in the first place, right? Like, how many people have those things? I'm fortunate because my wife, if I sit around the house too long, she puts me out to the curb. Maybe it's too big a task. Maybe there's just a 2-year. Maybe there's only one of you and it's too big a task. Well, there are great services out there that will come into your house and help you do that downsizing and selection and boxing of your stuff. So other family members as well should be willing to help if there are any available. But there are services available to help you to go through that step. The other thing you might want to do is maybe do a trial on a downsize, right? If you are in a 2,500 square foot 2-story and you've got 3 living rooms and maybe that's a little bit too many for you, maybe try a downsize. Go to an Airbnb or rent a condo that's 1,300 square feet for a period of time. Rent it for a month. See if you like each other living in such a small space. You know, that is a challenge sometimes. You get from this really big space and you all of a sudden confine that down into a 2-bedroom, maybe with a den, maybe not with a den. What happens when you're having a bad day? Where do you go? So one of the suggestions would be is maybe try it on for size for a while. See how that is. And if it doesn't work, then you still have your house that you've loved for so long. One of the other things that you need to decide on is, where am I going to go? Is it a condo? Are you prepared, you turn the key and you go. However, you're going to be sharing an elevator with people and you're going to be in an underground parking, which in some cases people like, some people don't. Maybe it's a case of going to a smaller house, like maybe a small bungalow with a smaller yard. So you've got condo fees that can be anywhere from $600 to $2,000, $3,000, $2,500 a month. Maybe you don't want to pay that, or maybe you get into, as I said, a smaller bungalow with a smaller footprint for you, and you pay someone to cut your grass and shovel your snow. So those are great options that you can have. So condo-wise, downtown Barrie has 5 or 6 really good condos at work. There's older sections of Barrie that you can go to that have smaller bungalows, and also the new subdivisions that we have kind of done a good cross-section of different sizes of homes. So you can be a smaller home in an area with larger homes, which is better for you because your value comes up, and you can fit right into a growing neighborhood. When you look at actual condos, there's condos, the names are Nautica, there's Waterview, there's some of the older ones, Bayshore Landing, that sort of thing. Those are great condos that you can go to as well. If you want to get outside of town a little bit, there's a sort of a modular home unit in Cove, which is just about 10 miles south of Barrie. So with that, you have what's called a land lease. So you own the actual unit, but you pay a lease on the land. So, the other is maybe you're at a point in your life where you want to go into like Tollendale Village, for an example, where you can buy a unit in there and you can be like a condo as an example, but you can then go and as your age progresses, maybe you need some assistance. So, Victoria Village, for an example, you can go in there and own your unit, but as you need more care to get to, say you get to be convalesced, there's all that care for you. So there's lots of great options for you in Barrie as you age. It's actually a really good aging community. One of the things when you're downsizing, it's a case that maybe you've lost a partner, as an example, and you're on your own, and it makes it more difficult. So when you get into these condos, as an example, there's great community. So they've got party rooms and teas and dinners and everything, and you end up surrounding yourself in an incredible community with people that are probably in a lot of times in the same position that you're in. So that's the benefit of going to a condo as opposed to, say, for an example, a bungalow. The bungalow is not going to give you as much of that sense of community unless you go out somewhere. Whereas if you're looking at a condo or Tollendale Village or Victoria Village in Barrie, there's probably a lot of people around you that are in the same situation. So you can share stories, and it's a wonderful place to be. And the other thing to think about is, why are you downsizing? What's the reason for it, right? Do you want to travel more? Do you want to have less maintenance? Do you want to fill in the blank, whatever fits best for you? So find out, also talk to your financial people and see, like, if I sell my house with the equity that I get, am I going to be able to do what I want to do? Downsizing is not about less, it's about more. It's going to allow you more freedom to do what you want to do. You've worked all your life and you're in a position now that maybe you can do the things that you've always talked about. So downsizing is a good thing. Whether you're going to a condo, whether you're going to a bungalow, go to the different neighborhoods, try them on for size if you can, if that's possible. Worst case, visit them, right? And if you have any questions at all about any of it, we'd love to talk to you, be happy to sit down and have a coffee. And we'll see where you're at with it.